In this video, I'm going to show how to relieve knee arthritis pain in 30 seconds. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe coming to you from SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. So if you're dealing with a lot of knee pain and stiffness right now being caused from arthritis, definitely check this video out because I'm going to show highly effective exercises that can give instant knee pain relief even within 30 seconds. These exercises work by stretching and strengthening the main muscles that support the knee. That way we can get both quick and long-lasting relief. Just a quick note, all of these exercises work differently. To get the best results, go through them all and use what gives you the most relief. With that being said, let's get started. So here's a really good exercise that we can do at the edge of a bed. It just needs to be high enough where our feet will not hit the floor. So whatever side that you're having the most amount of knee pain, let's say it's our right side, what you want to do is scoot back enough to the point where the back of your knee will be flush right against the edge. From here, I like to take my hands, overlap them, put them right over the top of my thigh and kind of press down so all movement will now be focused through our knee. What I'm going to do first is slowly lift my foot upward towards the ceiling to the point where I feel a really good stretch form in my knee, but not to the point of any pain or discomfort. If you start to feel any, just back off slightly. At this point, you want to hold it for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then what you're going to do is slowly come back down, take a breather. Repeat this 5 to 10 times, and with each repetition, try to lift your foot up a little bit more. This is just going to help open up that knee and reduce that stiffness. Afterwards, see how you feel. Feels like there's still some tightness left, and this is really helping out. Just keep throwing repetitions in until everything is nice and loose. But let's take this one to the next level and start throwing some more movements in to hopefully get some more relief. So the first thing that I like to do is turn my foot inward as much as I can until I feel a gentle activation around my knee. I really feel it more on the outside. And at that point, I'm going to repeat. You can also turn your foot outward like this, and you're going to feel a little bit more on the inner part of the knee, and then again, repeat. So go through all of those movements. Another one that you can do is what is called a pendulum swing. So for this one, I pretty much just move my feet from side to side, really focusing again on moving through the knees as much as I can. So give that a try for maybe 15 to 20 repetitions. You can also take this one to the next level by turning your foot inward and doing it, and also outward like this. But just focus on any movements that you feel are helping out a little bit more. So here's a really good exercise that can give both quick and long-lasting knee arthritis pain relief. This is going to help stretch and strengthen at the same time. What we need is a large rolled up bath towel and just place it right under the knee that you're having pain. I like to do this one right at the edge of a bed. So the first thing that you want to do is have your whole leg and your knee nice and relaxed. What I like to do from there is take this knee and just slowly press it down into the towel to the point where I feel a lot of soft tissue around the knee activate, but not to the point where it's causing any pain or discomfort. Just build into this one, really focus on engaging the muscles and the soft tissue. Hold this for about 5 seconds, release, take a breather, and then repeat this 5 to 10 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. Afterwards, see how you feel. If it feels like you have a little bit more energy, always challenge yourself by throwing in another set or 2. But let's take this one to the next level and focus on really targeting some more muscles, hopefully getting some more relief. So the first thing that I like to do is bring my toes back towards me like this until I engage all of the calf muscles right here going towards the back of the knee, and at that point I press down. You're going to notice it's a little bit deeper of an activation of these muscles. You can also press your foot away from you like this and do it. Turn your foot inward and then repeat, and then also outward. I would at least try to do 5 repetitions in all of those movements, but you might find that one of them, like for me, just bringing my foot back like this, it just feels like it's the weakest movement, or it just feels like it's really addressing tightness. And at that point, I treat that like my weak link and just keep throwing repetitions in until everything is nice and loose, or I'm not getting any more improvement. And for good measure with this one, even if the other knee doesn't hurt, I recommend doing this on both sides just to help keep everything in balance. Here's a really good exercise called heel slides that is perfect to do first thing in the morning to quickly relieve knee pain and stiffness. We're going to start lying flat on our back in bed or on a floor. Have your legs roughly hip width apart, knees bent, feet flat. Whatever side that you have the most amount of knee pain, let's say it's our right side, what you want to do is slowly straighten that knee by sliding your foot away from you. Keep building into this one to the point where you feel a deep but comfortable stretch into the knee, not causing any more pain. pain. At that point, you're going to hold this for a couple seconds, release it, and then repeat it on the other side. Do this nice and slowly for 15 repetitions on both sides, and with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. Afterwards, see how you feel. If it feels like it still needs a little bit more, just keep throwing repetitions in until everything is nice and loose, like you can straighten your knee without pain, or you're not getting any more improvement. But if you would like to take this one to the next level and turn it more into a strengthening exercise for more long-lasting relief, this is what we can do. So we're going to have our legs roughly hip width apart. We're going to have our knees bent at 90 degrees straight up towards the ceiling. Take your hands, put them off to your side for support. Now imagine that we're pedaling a bicycle. What you want to do is just a little bit of movement right here, focusing on moving through your hips and your knees. Do this for about 5 repetitions, release it, take a breather. At that point on the next repetition, try to straighten your knees out a little bit more, so press your foot away from you like this, because the more that you press out, the more that you're going to feel a deep activation into the core muscles, your back, your butt, your legs, all the way down towards your knees. All of these muscles are extremely important for overall knee health. So just keep repeating this over and over again until it feels like you got a really good workout, just a wonderful daily exercise that can give long-lasting knee pain relief. So here's a really unique way to get instant knee pain relief. In fact, after doing this, I wouldn't be surprised if it's your new favorite thing. It's called muscle scraping or gua sha, and you're just going to need a couple different things. The first being a large metal spoon. You want one with a little bit more thickness to it, you'll get better results. The next thing is we need to have something that we can put on our skin that's going to help reduce friction during this exercise. So any massage oil or lotion should work. I like to use what is called coconut oil. If you would like to pick this up online, I'll leave a link in this video's comments section and description. This stuff is really, really good. So let's start off by taking whatever lotion or oil that we want to use and coat all around the knee on all sides. You're also going to want to focus on the whole thigh area, front, sides, and back, and also across the shin and the calf muscles. We're going to focus on everything. So a couple quick notes before we start. When it comes to the spoon, it doesn't matter what part you use. You can use the tip or the rounded portion. In fact, when you do this, you'll probably find that some areas are a little bit easier to reach by using the tip or using the rounded portion or the handle. So just keep switching it up until you find the part of the spoon that works best for you. Next, we're only going to go over skin and soft tissue like muscle. We're going to avoid anything bony like the kneecap, because going over bone can cause irritation. We don't want that. So let's start off seated at the edge of a bed or a chair. Just have your leg nice and relaxed. What we're going to do first is target this top area above the knee. You have the quadriceps muscle group right here, and they have a lot of tendons that bridge together that go right to the knee, and this tends to be one of the major spots of pain, especially with arthritis. So take the spoon, angle it roughly about 30 to 45 degrees, press right into that soft tissue above the kneecap to the point where it's going to be a comfortable self-massage. And what you're going to do is just stroke upward like this. When we do this exercise, always stroke upward towards the heart. It will help improve blood flow and circulation and promote better healing. So I like to go over one area roughly about 5 times. Afterwards, I see how it feels. If it feels pretty good, I just move over a different spot and repeat. But if you do have one spot that's being stubborn, just keep doing this over and over again, and also switch up the placement of the spoon, because you may find that you can just dig in there a little bit more. So we're going to do this over the whole thigh area, working towards the groin, off to the side. Let's go over the hamstrings on the back of our leg right here. You can go over the back of the knee. You can go off to the side of the kneecap. And for this one, I really like to use the tip right here. And I also would go over the calf muscles. So to take this one to the next level, what we can do is start adding in some knee movements to help identify painful spots, but also just improve pain-free range of motion. So let's try to straighten our knee like this, and let's say that while we do this, we get a lot of discomfort, like right here over my thigh area. What I like to do is build into this one as much as I can, stop right before the point of pain or discomfort, and at that point I target any tight or achy spots until it feels like it loosens up. And just keep repeating this over and over again, because you're going to notice that with each repetition, that tightness works itself out, and you'll probably be able to slowly straighten your knee without any pain. A couple more movements that you can try is turning your foot inward like this and raising it up, and also outward like this and raising it up. It just targets the muscles a little bit differently. So go through all of these movements and target any spot that needs it a little bit more. Here's a really good exercise that's focused a little bit more on knee strengthening for long-lasting relief. This one is called countertop squats, and just like the name implies, we're just going to need a countertop or a desk that's roughly about hip level. So let's start seated facing that countertop, and take your hands, put them right on it for support. You want your legs a little bit wider than your hips, and place all of your body weight onto your heels during this exercise. From here, it's very straightforward. We're going to place our body weight on our heels and then engage upward like this, using our legs to fully stand up. What you want to do is hold this for a second, and then you're going to bend your knees, and now you're going to squat or sit your bottom back down towards the chair. But try to take some time going back down. Really engage those muscles as much as you can, because that's what's going to build that knee strength. So I like to drive up, hold this, and then come back down for about 10 repetitions. Afterwards, see how you feel. If it feels like you have a little bit more energy, always challenge yourself by throwing in another set or two. But let's take this one to the next level and focus on some more muscles, especially the calf muscles that are essential for overall knee support and health. We're going to do what are called eccentric calf raisers, and we don't need our chair for this one. So let's stand facing that countertop, and you can use your hands on top of it for support. And you want your legs roughly hip width apart, and place all of your body weight onto the balls of your feet. From here, you're going to slowly raise your heels upward like this towards the ceiling until you feel a really deep activation of the calf muscles. Let's hold this for about 5 seconds, and then what you're going to do is slowly lower your heels downward towards the floor, but resist against your body weight going down. So we're going to resist going up and down to target the muscles in both directions. I like to do this about 10 times. Afterwards, again, see how I feel. If it feels like I have a little bit more energy, challenge yourself by throwing in another set or two. But to take this one to the next level, we can do what is called the eccentric calf raiser. So instead of going straight up like this, tilt your body a little bit towards one side. So I'm going a little bit towards my right, and then I'm going to lift up, go back towards the center, and then go towards the left, and then finally come back down. Kind of like doing a big wide circle like this. You're just going to really feel those muscles fire to be able to stabilize this. So give that a try. 5 times in one direction, and then switch it up in the opposite direction, and then repeat. When you do this, you're probably going to notice that one certain movement or side, like for me going towards the left, it just feels the most challenging, like it's tight, achy, and weak. At that point, keep throwing repetitions in until everything is nice and loose, or it feels like you got a really good workout. If the exercises help, please support the channel by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.